Canberra. I'm coming to you from Canberra, Australia, and this is a channel I started to help me with my unfinished projects problem.
The fact that I have 9 things on my UFO, no, it's now only 8 things on my UFO bingo cards that I'm actively working on, in inverted commas at the moment, because I don't have enough time in my life to actively work on 9 things at a time. I have decided that quilt being finished, I now need to pick up something else. I needed something that was portable and easy enough to do when I was in company. I do a UFO Monday night with one of my girlfriends, and I need something that I can actually pick up and take to her house should we have it at her house, and which I can continue to do whilst carrying on a conversation. So this is wool, really, really thick wool that I bought in New Zealand several years ago when we were on holiday. It's Touch Yarns. That's the hank. It's this very bright, very bold, really thick wool, really, really thick. And so I wanted something quite simple, and they didn't have enough wool for me to do anything large. I mean, it would be nice for like a knitted coat, but they didn't have enough in the dye lot. So I think it's a hand dyed yarn in small batches. It's actually got, like, that one's got batch 2 on it. And so it's, yeah. Anyway, so I chose a pattern. This is the pattern. It makes a kind of a vest, and you can put it together a couple of different ways. But what it basically is a long strip of fabric, a long strip of knitting this distance. That's the front, that's an armhole slot, and then this is going to be the back. And so basically you're just doing this great long piece of knitting with armhole slits that you've made by casting off and then casting back on again. So it's a rib. So all I have to do is put my needle in the way that this last stitch indicates it should go. So I'm hoping I'm going to manage to do this whilst carrying on a conversation. I really, really need to focus on knitting. It's something, well, we found out in that last quilt that I have to focus on sewing too, but knitting more so because I don't do it as much. I've just sat down for half an hour before I go to work. I've been all domesticated, done some cleaning, made some big salad for lunch and dinner, done a bushwalk, and now I'm just going to sit and do a little bit of knitting. I have actually shown this before, and I've also shown it when it was just a great big ball of wool, because I'd unpicked it for the 3rd time. I had 3 goes at starting this because this pattern is for 12 ply. This wool is 16 ply. And because I don't do a lot of knitting, I kind of don't follow the rules very well sometimes. And so I didn't do a tension swatch. I just looked at it, thought, okay, that doesn't go up to a size that's big enough to fit my bust into, so I'll just do it according to the pattern and it'll be bigger. But what I didn't take into account was that it would be much longer, because if I put on the same number of stitches, it was going to be much longer, and because it's very heavy, it stretches downwards, and so it was, number one, much longer, and it was quite stretchy, so it
came down to mid-thigh, which is not what I want. So I unpicked that bit, started again, realized it was still going to be too long, so I have started again. I'm happy with the length now, even when it's on its side, as it will be when I'm wearing it and being stretched. And we had a very cold June here. I live in Canberra. It does get cold here, and a 16 ply vest would have been great, but it's August now. And this is the front, one of the fronts. I haven't done the back, I haven't done the other front, and it's starting, the days are starting to get a bit warmer. Often we do get another cold snap towards the end of August, early September, so I'm hoping to have it finished for that. There better be a cold snap this year or I'm going to be really upset. So I'm just going to do this for a little while before I go off to work. I work in the afternoons and into the evening, and so when I come home I'm not really excited about getting on with projects, but I can sit and knit for an hour or so in front of the telly. So I've just got this sitting on a table in front of the chair that I watch telly from, and I just will be getting on with it. Hopefully I'll get this finished soon. I'm back at work on my knitting. So that's this pattern, and I have one armhole there, and I'm just about to the point where I need to put the other one in, as they're about the only interesting bits in this knitting. I haven't been showing very much of it, but we're back with this. I'm up to an armhole, and so I'm just going to quickly show you what we're doing there. So it's a rib stitch. So I've got a rib 18, $17, $18. Okay, for all those expert knitters out there that are making appalled noises at how I knit, it's just how it is. I tried actually doing a tutorial by Anna and Carlos, and really I just kept reverting back to what I've been doing for 50 years. So I'm just going to do that till I die. Okay, now it's cast off 36 because it's a much thicker wool. I only cast off 25 when I was doing this before, so I'm actually casting off in the rib. And just doing this really basic pull the back stitch over the front stitch. So knit, needle into this second last stitch, pull it over the last stitch, and it's gone. So I'm just going to do that for 25. $25. Okay, that's the 25, and just rib to the end. Okay, so I'm back up to where I've cast off the stitches. So now I just have to cast back on another 25. So we turn it around temporarily and we start casting on stitches. Casting on, I think I just do in the knit direction. So I really can't talk and knit at the same time, and I can't count and talk at the same time. So I'm sorry I've gone silent. I'll put it on speed for the bit where I'm not talking. Okay, 1. Okay, so there's 25 there. I've done them quite tight because I don't want these armholes to gape. It makes life tricky when you're doing the first row coming back the other way, but hopefully it'll all work out in the end. So that's turned back in the direction I'm going again now, and just rib to the end. And we are up to a purl stitch, and then basically we just go back to the rib and do another 40 centimeters, whatever that is in inches. Okay, I finished this. I'm going to model it. Okay, so it's a very long piece of knitted fabric with armholes, and to wear it like a conventional vest, it's like this. All right, so it's actually longer than the one in the pattern. That's the drapey bit. What you can do is bring it across and use, this is something I picked up in Edinburgh. I think it's meant to hold those long strips of tartan fabric together. There, it goes in the top. All right, so that's clipped that. And then we need to kind of fold. Needs to be done higher up, doesn't it? But we can make it, oh, it's enormous. Okay, so that one's shorter than that one. But anyway, you can fiddle with it, you can make that work. I do look enormous in this. I don't look quite so big without it. I don't like this vest, so I'm going to pull it apart yet again and try it with this pattern, which is actually written for 16 ply wool.